You were talking you were talking about how your era was different because they were kind of stockpiling bigs.
Yep, and the goal was to stop Shaq, and it was the center dominating league back then, and he had its own challenges, and we didn't have a G League or D League back then, right? And I couldn't even play 5-on-5 in the practice because we had a 6 big men. Only 4 of them could stay on the court, and nobody wanted to get out. So you have these own challenges, and it's never easy, honestly, for the especially 19-year-old coming in and trying to establish yourself. But you got to keep fighting, and you got to keep, looking for the answers and try to make it happen. And I always say that to make the league is hard. To maintain your spot in the team for years and years, it's even harder. It requires so much on and off the court for you to do the right thing, continue to working and getting better, and just proving every single day that you deserve this spot. You belong to this place.
Wow, Zaza, you know what? I'm late to the party because, I'll throw Kuminga, Wiseman, and Moody. And Moody, I know he played in college, but he seems like the basketball IQ was there. And my question to you is, because you lived it, you're talking about it, the Warriors play a system. It's not like watching Detroit, Orlando, and where they're up and down, Houston, and they're being able to just play ball. How can these young players improve on that IQ part of it?
It's an everyday thing. It's every day. Fortunately, they have a really good, and we do have a really good coaching staff. From Steve to Kenny to everyone. I'm seeing them, those guys, every single day, just being on the court, working on the game and fundamentals. And also, once the practice is over, they always watch the clips from the night before, right? So continuing this, obviously success doesn't come overnight. Continuing and believing the system, right? Believing into the system, believing into the coaches, trusting your coaches because they're there to help you. And they're very fortunate. We all are fortunate to have this kind of staff, honestly. And we believe the player development, and we take it very seriously.
Zaza Pachulia joining us on 95.7 The Game. He joins us every other week on the executive show. Zaza, let me ask you about Klay. Where's he at right now? Is he a little bit down? Is he discouraged? Is he determined? Kind of where's Klay at right now? Because his game's struggling, but he keeps plugging away, saying it's going to come.
Well, physically he's in Phoenix right now, but mentally, obviously that's not the Klay we've seen before. And I had a conversation with him 2 days ago, and to him, actually, the most important thing is to have fun. But get his mojo back. Get that, for him to start enjoying it, because life is not easy. It's difficult. In any stage you look at for anyone, it's full of challenges, right? But it doesn't mean that we just hang our head down, especially a leader like him, because he's inspiring, and so many young guys are watching him, right? How he reacts to adversity, right? And they are going through the adversity because they want to play, and they want more minutes. It's very normal, right? So. Yep. I think one most important thing for Klay is while he's getting back in a shape where he can play 30-plus minutes, back-to-back games, etc., and put a full load like he was towards the end of this last year, for him to enjoy the moment.
You know what? I cut you off, Zaza. My bad. I stepped on you. Go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, there's a light under the tunnel, and for him, he has to understand. And I know he's working because, he admitted that, for him to get back the joy is his most important thing.
Now, I think of you, I think of Bogut, JaVale McGee to that extent, Zaza. What are the biggest challenges a big faces in this Warrior system?
It's the hardest system, honestly, for the big man. It's very hard because it's, not only defense, but on offense as well, or vice versa, right? And you can't hide it. And you're always in the center. You're always one of the key players that requires the IQ, the right decision, right? Not necessarily you have a ball a lot, but once you have, you're going to make the plays. And if you don't have a ball, you cannot just stand. You got to set the screen, the roll, and just make the right read. So it's pretty hard. I remember when I came for the Warriors first, I was, even though I had 10-plus year experience and played pretty good teams and pretty good for pretty good coaches, it took me a minute actually to really understand and to really, feel the system. And but once you feel it, it's so much fun, right? And you feel like what I was doing until now, right? So because you're moving and you're making the plays, and yes, you're called the center, but so many times you're initiator to the offense, right? Or defensively, there's so much that depends on you. So I love Steve's system, honestly, the way we play, where it's so much fun. But at the same time, to really, really understand the system and then feel good on the court, it's going to take some time for the big man.
Yeah, Zaza Pachulia joining us on 95.7 The Game. I look at the centers that you guys have had over the last 8-10 years, and the Warriors never needed the center to score. So I guess what I'm asking you is, if you were 20, if I could turn back the clock and you're 20 years old on this Golden State Warrior team, like, what's the most important thing a center could do on this team to get playing time?
Start with basics. I'm a huge believer of start with basics, right? Keep it simple. Understand what coaches are asking you to do, Understand who your teammates are, what they like to do, right? And obviously it starts with setting this offensively, setting the screens and roll, especially. Our center's pretty athletic, right? Besides Looney. They can finish above the rim, it's such a privilege, right, for them. So start with basics and, don't look at, like, making the things happen in 1 year or 1 season. It's got to be every year getting better, adding something to your game and, just providing to your team. And you can look at the big picture. You have to look at it as a big picture, right? I understand, media and social media is a huge part because you keep getting compared, as a top pick or, lottery pick or first-round pick to the others, right? To your friends and, to the other players. But I don't think it's fair because, I'm a huge believer of everybody his own path to the success. So you have to search and find and make it happen your own path to the success.
Zaza, last thing about Wiseman, because you came in the league as a teenager. Me and my partner were talking about hands and learning how to rebound. Do you think that's something you're kind of born with, or can you go to the lab and improve those things?
Well, absolutely. It's a fundamental thing where hopefully once you come to the league, hopefully those fundamentals, because growing up in Europe, that's what you learn the first thing, right? Fundamentals, and how to box out, and where the ball's going to bounce, and how to grab the rebound, and etc. So I'm pretty sure our guys know that. But, consistency is one of the things that, as a young guy, the last thing comes. And, once you get the reps, the NBA court in the game or in the G League game, doesn't matter, or practices, right? You start feeling more comfortable, and it's becoming more natural for you.
Zaza Pachulia joining us on 95.7 The Game. All right. Is there any connection between Jordan Poole scoring 36 and him having a bobblehead night on the same night? And then secondly, is there a Zaza Pachulia bobblehead out there?
I got a couple bobbleheads.
Do you?
Throughout my career. And that's actually sad that you guys don't have in the office. I'll make sure they have.
Well, I hate to say this, but Raymond Ritter told me that your bobbleheads are very difficult because your base is so big, and it's it's a hard bobblehead to scale down to size, according to Ritter.
We remember what we're talking about. Nothing easy, right? But we'll make it happen. But so happy for Jordan. He deserves it. It's a very special moment, guys, and I'm pretty sure as a young man how much appreciated you feel. And that's why Warriors is amazing, to take care of the players on and off the court, make them feel special. And this was a special day. He seemed very excited to see his bobblehead. And I'm pretty sure as far as this guy continues playing like this and growing, he's going to have many other bobbleheads.
No doubt. Let me ask you about the team's psyche tonight, because I know through 14 games they're 6-8. You know, that's not ideal. But Zaza, they're 0-7 on the road. So tonight they get a chance to go get their first road victory. What, you think we see them come out with reckless abandon?
You know, guys, like, I understand that, you know, numbers are not pretty, right? The 0-7, as you mentioned, but it could easily be 3-4 or 4-3 or 5-2. Easily. I mean, we had so many close games, but at the same time, we gotta keep reminding ourselves how winning is difficult, and especially, you know, after the championship, and you know, everybody remembers the championship run and previous year, and the expectation is high, but at the same time, it's kind of reset button, you know, for many ways. So, I think tonight's going to be a great game, a great test against a really good team. And we've been playing better. You know, we've been playing better. It's definitely an improvement. Now, is it enough? I don't think so. I think we got to continue to get better, especially our defensive end, and keeping consistent minutes together, right? So, but it's a process. It's a process. One thing, actually, once I retired, Joe Lacob told me, if you don't have patience in this business, you're not at the right place, right? So, patience, not only, you know, there's a long term, but short term as well. Because I know we're anxious to start playing Golden State Warriors basketball, you know, for 48 minutes and winning games, and start talking about, well, this is a championship contender team. Trust me, we all want to hear that and do that. But at the same time, it's only 14 games. We got more games to go, and we're working hard. Every single coach, every single person in the organization working very hard to get to the point, and we will.
Zaza, thank you so much, as always. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir. That's Zaza Pachulia.